Hello dear students, welcome back to the class. In today's class, we are going to discuss about public sector utilities and industrial policy 1991. What is the relation between these two? Means what? How industrial policy 1991 impacts public sector utilities. In last class, we have discussed about public sector and private sector and what are the three types under public sector utilities. Okay. First of all, I'll tell you history or background of this 1991 industrial policy. And dear students, after independence, India was a underdeveloped country. Yes, there were no basic facilities like roads, transportation or infrastructure, hospitals. All these are the basic facilities, right? All these basic facilities were not available in our country. For that, government entered in all the sectors. Government was the major player in all the sectors. But after Industrial Policy 1991, LPG means liberalization, privatization and globalization came into existence. According to that, private people or private companies can also enter into all the sectors. This was the basic idea. But when India got independence, there was a need of government intervention or government hold in all these sectors. Okay. After that, in 1991, government thought that if there is no competition or if you are not having any competitors, you will not improve your performance. Imagine that you are the only student in your class or all the students are not interested in studies and you are the only student who is interested in studies, then you will get first rank. That is not a big deal. But when you are having a tough competition and you will set your first rank, that is real success, right? That's why what government thought? Government thought of Industrial Policy 1991. Main aim is what? To improve public sector utilities and to give freedom or to give chance to private industries to enter into all the sectors or major sectors, majority sectors. First one is, see, Industrial Policy 1991 towards PSUs. You will get question like describe what is the role of Industrial Policy 1991 towards public sector utilities. Then 4 points are there. You will get only 4 marks question from this chapter. I have told you in my last class. So what you have to explain all these 4 points. First one is reduction in the number of industries reserved for public sector. Earlier, after independence, there were the sectors in which only government can perform or government can do the business. Private people or private companies were not having the permission to enter in those sectors. Many sectors, majority sectors were under the public control. But in 1991 industrial policy, what they did? LPG, liberalization, privatization and globalization. Okay. So under that, what happened? Reduction of number of industries. Earlier, many sectors were under the public control. But in 1956 and 2001, these are the two important dates. Okay. 1991, three important years are there: 1956, 1991 and 2001. You have to remember. Earlier, how many sectors were under public control? Many sectors were under public control. Before what? After independence and before 1956. Before 1956, most of the industries were under public control or under government control. In 1956, the number was reduced to 17. Only 17 sectors were kept with government. What is the meaning of this? In those 17 sectors, private companies or general public cannot enter or start the business. And in 1991, this number was reduced to 8. Okay, only 8 sectors were reserved for government. Means no private company can enter in that particular business. That was again reduced to 3 in 2001. You have to remember this to explain first point. Then, which are those 3 sectors which are under government control? Means only government can do business in those sectors at present. Which are those? One is railway, okay, one is arms. 3 sectors are there. atomic energy, arms and railway. Okay, you know railway. In railway, no private company is there. Only government is the player, or government is doing business in railway transportation. Another one is arms. Arms and ammunition, arms. And another one is what? Atomic energy. You have to remember these three. So first point is what? Reduction in the number of industries reserved for government sector. The second point is disinvestment. What is the meaning of disinvestment? As I have told you earlier, after independence, majority of the industries in the hands of government. Now, how to convert those industries into private sector? Already those are in the hands of government or public sector. Okay. Now we have to convert them into private sector. How we can convert them into private sector? We have to sell the equity shares of those companies to general public. This investment is nothing but reducing the government investment. How government can reduce its investment? It has to sell its share to general public. In simple, okay. Government started selling its equity shares, the equity shares of these businesses to general public. The equity shares are sold to general public. In that way, it reduced its hold in those sectors. Then, policy regarding sick units. What do you mean by sick units? Sick units are nothing but the units which are not in profit. Those are making the losses or suffering the losses. When you are sick, you are suffering from something cold or cough or fever. In the same way, sick units are nothing but the units or industries which are not making profit. Okay. Now, what we have to do for that? You take medicines or tablets when you are sick. In the same way, we have to do something with those sick industries. So government made some policies. What policies it had made? It had changed its policies. How it changed? See, there is a board called what? Board of Industrial and Financial Reconstruction. What is the abbreviation? This will be asked for 1 marks also. Okay, what is the abbreviation of Board of Industrial and Financial Reconstruction? Board for Industrial and Financial Reconstruction. So what the government has to do? Government will refer the names of sick industries. Doctor will refer you to another doctor or expert sometimes. In the same way, government will refer the names of sick industries to this particular board. Okay, what is the work of this particular board? What is the abbreviation? Board of Industrial and Financial Reconstruction. Reconstruction means what? We have to rethink about that and we have to change some policies of those particular industries. Okay, what is going wrong there? Okay, when you are sick, doctor will examine and find the reason why you are not feeling well, why you are becoming sick again and again, falling sick again and again. In the same way, Board of Industrial and Financial Reconstruction, what it does, it examines what is the reason behind the loss. The workers are or employees are not working well, or there is a lack of fund, there is a lack of technology, or there is a lack of research and development. What is the reason? This particular board will find the reason. Then they will take the decision either to close or to reconstruct. Two decisions are there, either to close. There is no chance of any profit, or we cannot change it, or we cannot convert that into a profitable unit. Then what we have to do? We have to directly close that unit. Otherwise, what we can do? We can change something. Okay, we can change something and we can convert that unit into profitable unit. When you are sick, there is a need for a surgery or operation, or it can be done, or it can be done with some changes in your diet or your sleeping routine or your exercise routine. It can also be done. Two possibilities are there. There is a need for surgery, or there is a need for change your lifestyle. In the same way, this particular board will take the decision of either to close or to reconstruct. Understood? Then Next one is Memorandum of Understanding. MOU means what? Memorandum of Understanding. Means what? This particular agreement, this is nothing but a understanding or agreement between the company, this particular industrial unit and the ministry to develop or to convert that unit into profitable unit. What is the meaning of this? If you are a public sector bank, okay, PSU bank, which is the example for PSU bank, State Bank of India, for example, okay, that is a government bank. If there is any need of funds or any need of help from the government, which government is which government department is related to this particular finance or banks? Ministry of Finance. Understood? What I am telling here, memorandum of understanding is nothing but you are entering into contract with that particular department. Okay. Now, if there is a loss or problem with any public sector bank, for example, State Bank of India, they can enter into a memorandum of understanding with Department of Finance. Then they can make this particular unit competent enough to compete with private sector banks. Now, in banking sector, ICICI Bank is there, that is a private sector bank, and State Bank of India is there. To compete with ICICI Bank, the State Bank of India should improve its quality, its services. Yes, how it can do it? It has to enter into contract with Department of Finance. This is one example. Okay, these are the 4 important changes came into existence, or the changes which has came into existence after 1991 industrial policy regarding public sector utilities. Understood? This is very important and very easy. Throughout the journey of commerce, you may do BCom, BBA, MBA, MCom, you'll get this topic again and again, that is Industrial Policy 1991. Thank you very much.